Infernus, he is one of our big characters in the game. He's got this existing attack, which is like a breathing fire attack. Looks something like this. Got kind of a wind up where he kind of crosses his hands in front of him, and then he roars, and he kind of roars back and forth, and making an additional ability for one of his variants where we're going to do a ranged attack. So he's going to shoot kind of like a bolt out of his mouth like Godzilla. First thing I want to do is I want to change this rear back attack. So I want him to still build up all this momentum and energy, but I don't want him to kind of be looking up in the air. Now I've got this pose here where his arms are up. He is like kind of looking at his target. He's kind of glaring out over his horn, building up all of this momentum here in his belly. Let's scale this up just a little bit so that it looks like he's building up that fire in his belly. He's eyeing up his target. So instead of this pose with him leaning on that front foot and his arms kind of canted back, and I'm going to change his arms to be in IK, plant them in the ground like this. Okay, so we've got this pose made where he's leaning onto his hand, is pointing straight forward at the target. I also added in an extra pose here where he's kind of like slamming his hands down. His head is dipping a little bit so that we can get that real contrast for when he shoots out that flame. The last thing we have to add is the recover. So now we need to get him back into the idle pose. So I've got him pulling up back into the idle pose, and I want to add a couple of extras. We've got these finger controls here, so I'm just going to extend those fingers out. So as he rolls that fist off the ground, we can see those fingers kind of extending. Now I added just a little bit of settle in at the very end where he kind of steps that foot back up. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of a dip to the tail. The tail kind of comes up and dips, and then he settles back into the idle. Now we've got him in Unreal, exported the animation, put it on the model, and now we can see it play in a montage. Extends his neck there, and he shoots that firebolt out. Now we just get to put on the sprinkles and give it to the VFX department.